keep her, like, if I do this, I'm stretching her finger flexors, right, which go, we haven't studied those yet, but those go on the anterior side of the wrist up to the fingers. They do finger flexion. All right, so if I'm doing wrist extension and finger extension, that's stretching those. Do I want to make muscles passively insufficient when we're doing range of motion? No. Is this going to be a position we use for muscle length testing?
Yes.
It will be in our next, in a couple of weeks. Okay, so just relax your fingers, okay, and bring your wrist up as far as you can that way. This is good. All right, go ahead and relax. Triquetrum. And this time I'm going to look at my goniometer and figure out where I need to look on this side. All right. All right, can you do that movement, please? And I'll find fifth. All right, and that is 78 degrees. And Cheryl, what's normal? What's kind of a normal range?
70.
Okay. Did you document that, Leslie?
Yep.
While she's doing that, I'll wait till she can watch.
It's 79.
8. And let's have Sarah tell us if you like that documentation.
I do like it.
Okay, could she abbreviate extension EXT dot?
She could.
What about flexion FLEX dot?
And also do
Yeah,
that.
those are acceptable abbreviations. You don't have to, but they're acceptable. All right, here's where it gets a little tricky. Do you think it's common to get contractures at the wrist?
Yes.
Flexion or extension contractions?
Flexion.
Flexion. You don't tend to get stuck like this, but it's very common to see people get stuck like this. All right, so Leslie, I'm going to have you document this in just a minute. All right, this will be a little bit more challenging. All right, I'm going to see how much extension she has, and that's as far as I can bring her into extension. All right. Okay, her flexion is the same. It's 89 degrees. But now I want you to pull your hand up as far as you can that way and say that's as far as you can go, right there. All right, let me line up my goniometer. Okay, so this was 0. Okay, I've got 22 degrees right there. And that's 22 degrees of what? Wrist?
Flexion.
What position is she in? Flexion or
Flexion.
extension? She's in flexion. She's in 22 degrees of flexion. All right, and she has 89 degrees of full flexion. She's starting in 22, going to 89. Leslie, could you document that for us? And we'll have Patrice tell us what you think about her documentation.
Now, in the book it shows that they're holding the hand. Were you holding?
No, I was just doing active.
Okay.
So if you were doing passive range of motion,
You would hold it. Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
or yes. Okay, Patrice, what do you think about that?
It should be extension instead of flexion.
All right, do people agree with that or not?
Or maybe 22 degrees extension.
Hold on. It's just, was Patrice's statement correct or not? Should it be 22 to 89 degrees of flexion or extension?
Flexion.
Why flexion?
Started in flexion.
That's the ending range of motion, right? So we're going from beginning to end. So that's saying she's going from 22 to 89 degrees of flexion. So that's,
we were going in this direction. Okay.
all right. Now, Leslie, you're the scribe. Let's have Vicki. Is there an alternate, if I just wanted to record how much extension she has? So like the PT wants to know how much extension is she lacking. Is there a different way we could write it?
She could say right wrist negative 22 degrees extension.
Can you write that down, please?